Alright, what's going on, y'all? Okay, so I want to talk about two things. I want to talk about um, Trump, as well as this new thing that's came out, that American women are now realizing that the women around the world were very wise and wanting older men. All right, they are very wise and wanting older men. Now, why is that wise for a younger woman to want an older man? Whereas though typically Americans look at it with a distaste in their mouth because that's been a custom. And y'all just grown used to that custom, like, oh, yeah, you evil, you going to hell and shit for wanting a younger woman, or a younger woman wanting an older man. Is she going to hell for wanting an older man? No, she not going to hell for wanting an older man. You just don't want her to want the older man and shit. So you try to stop or convince or influence her to not want the older man because he's older and shit. But that older man, you try to make him look like he going to hell and shit. But if that younger woman get with that older man anyway against your choice and shit, you won't put the pin on her. Even if you try to push away, you won't put the pin on her. You'll put the pin on him for opening up to her and shit. You shouldn't have opened up to her and shit. Like, she wouldn't resist, she wouldn't stop and shit. You know, she just jumped my ass with no clothes and shit, just grabbed my balls and shit. So all of us, like, you know, she just grabbed my balls. Now what? So it'd be a lot of bullshit like that. You know, just grab my balls and shit. Younger women wanting older men. You know, it's not just, you know, what they be thinking. Not talking about my personal situation, so don't even. Not talking about Joe and shit. Yeah, if that was the case with Tanika, my ex-wife, yeah, you know, mother's balls and shit. Yeah, she going to hell for that and shit, because that's, you know, the way that whole situation was all the way fucked up. She was not thinking with the right mind at all. Her head was some fucking where in hell or some shit. Whatever the fuck they was telling her, she was doing it, so there had to be some shit from hell. You married, but you grabbing on your mother's husband's balls and shit. What the fuck? So you want your mother husband and your husband and shit, but they're both older men and shit. The fuck? They both grown ass men, but you can't stick to your own grown ass man that's taking care of you, putting food on the table, paying bills, bought you a car, and this, that, and the third. You got a daughter and shit. You know what I'm saying? You got a family and you married and all that, but you want your mother's balls and shit too. So, like, that's what I'm saying. Anyway, it's a lot of lust. So that leads to the point also that lust has been the main thing, or still is the main thing in America. And it still will be the main thing. But what's starting to happen is the younger women are realizing that the young men are making them stupid. Their sperm is making them stupid. Because you're young and he's young, he don't know shit. Or you attracted to the man that just want to fuck. You're not attracted to the man that got a good mind on his shoulders, or make you boring because he know a lot of shit. Like, you bored as shit because he know a lot of shit. You're now starting to realize, like, hold on, these Filipino women and these women from other countries, they want our old men. Filipinas always want an old ass Caucasian man, and you never could put it together and shit until now when I'm saying it. You know, it's the sperm. How much they know, the wisdom, the knowledge, the experiences that they've been through is in the sperm. It's in the sperm. So when they basically see an older man, they come over there, retire in the Philippines and shit, and you 50, 60 something years old, and she get a woman that's like 19 something, 20 something years old and shit, even 30 something years old. A younger woman, every time she sucks his dick and he busts that nut hard as shit inside of her, he's busting hard as shit because she's young, because she's fresh and shit. And it's like, what the fuck? His head fucked up. He could be chubby and shit and all that. What happens is she takes all of that energy from his soul that he busts inside of the nut, and she adds it to her. So she becomes wise. She now knows certain secrets, or whatever the case, of America and shit like that. Now she can learn to outstep the Caucasian women and things. She know where to hit you at, where your weakness at. What's that? She knows those things. You know, she becomes more powerful than your women by, you know, drinking the sperm of your men, your Caucasian men that are older. That's why they want the old men, not the young. The young men don't know shit. They just know social media, video games and shit like that, and Fortnite and shit. Like, that's all is in that sperm, video games and shit. So when he busts a nut inside of you, you just want to play a fucking video game. I have an urge for a video game pizza and shit. I want a video game pizza and shit. Like, why you want a video game pizza and shit? I want Super Mario on my pizza and shit. What the fuck? Yeah, put all this stuff there, the mushrooms, make it decorate and shit. The fuck that come from? You just sucked a young man's dick and shit, bust the nut inside of your mouth and shit, you drunk it. You was teen, you 14, he 14. He bust a nut in your mouth, you want a video game pizza now. Some dumb shit. But an older man, if he has sex with a younger woman, 19 or whatever, 20 something years old, he go to another country. He busting nut inside of her. She go from not finishing school to being wise and knowledgeable and having a lot of wisdom and logic and things like that from your Caucasian man from America. So now she's smarter. So then you have a woman like Filipina P. Damn, she's extremely articulate, well-spoken and shit like that. She outstepping the shit out the Caucasian women. Yeah, you probably sucked the Caucasian man dick and drunk the sperm. Now she got the power and shit. She done Super Saiyan everything and shit on you. Super Saiyan blue, red, orange, green, the whole fucking rainbow. Super Saiyan Ultra Instinct on your ass. As soon as he bust the nut, went Ultra Instinct on your fucking ass and start fucking your women up and shit. Outstepping your men and shit like that. And you like, how the fuck? Yeah, that's how it is. How it happens, yo. So now that you're realizing that, it's really a real thing. That's always been a thing for an older man to be with a younger woman because it's more powerful for her and she gets more protection and safety. If a young man listened to older people all his, his youth and stuff like that, yeah, it would be good to be with a young man because he had gained a lot of experience by listening to elders a lot. And that is a good thing, to be with a young man that is very wise by listening to older people and things like that. A lot of wisdom and logic he got from them, knowledge and stuff like that about life and this, that, and the third. He got from them. So yeah, you would like to be with him, the boring man and shit. But y'all young women don't want the boring man because a lot of times y'all don't be virgins, so you already having sex early. And when you have sex early, you have sex with a younger man typically. Typically you're having sex with a younger man first, and then by the time you get to an older man, he's so fucking boring, you can't stand to hear him talk to even get to the point of having sex. Like, you can't even listen to this man talk, let alone have sex with him to get the nut to kind of, power you up. So these young women that's having sex with younger men end up growing up or whatever the case, and they got to run America. And by them running America, they end up being stupid still. They got to get other people to do shit for them and shit like that because they be dumb or lazy or some shit like that. And that's another thing. You having sex with lazy men that never done anything. You got no fucking stories. This man got no fucking stories and shit. So he busting nuts in you and it's nothing on the pages. You got a book and shit. A book on your heart. A book inside your pussy. This man busting nut inside of your book and shit. Some dumb shit. Some foreign ass shit. Rewriting some dumb shit and shit. Yeah, I was playing Fortnite yesterday and shit. And my best friend was on the thing and he did it and they got the new move and he, you got how much it costs that his friend paid for the new ability and shit. Paid for the new skin and shit. Now, we got Spider-Man. Y'all can now slide and shit on Fortnite. We can slide across the whole level and shit. And that's the end and shit. That's what he busted nut on your book and shit. Now you gonna take that shit from Fortnite and then you gonna go outside into the real world, into real society with Fortnite sperm inside of you and be dumb and shit. Thinking life is like Fortnite and shit. You gonna start playing games with people and shit, catfishing. Now you have no real wisdom about life. You don't. But when you get an older man and that older man busts a nut and physically busts a nut inside of your mouth or inside of your vagina, asshole, whatever, he busts a nut inside of you. Wherever he ejaculate at, that's what you get. That wisdom and knowledge. So if you had somebody like me, the things that I talk about, the experiences that I've been through and how I've learned from my trials and errors and things like that, being with a younger woman or whatever, even in her teens, if she was like 18, 19, being with a younger woman, even if she was 16 or 15, because like I said, I'm a man of the Torah. I know the rules. Okay, I know the rules. But if I betroth a woman and I marry her and I have sex with her at 14, 15, 16 or whatever the case, so what? That is a good age. That is a proper age. She's now had her cycle or whatever the case. She's now bleeding. Now her body's able to have sex. Some people do it earlier and that's wrong, but you do it at the time she has her period. Anyway, even still, you betroth her in marriage, have sex with her, she suck your dick or something like that, she's getting knowledge. That's why they say, give me some knowledge or give me some head and shit. It's the opposite. It's really her saying, give me some head and shit. It's really that. It's how it's supposed to be. She's the one saying, give me some head. So when She starts sucking your dick, you bust a nut, she's now getting knowledge. You know, everybody knows that, but it's just not enough men out here with knowledge. You know, or you might come across a homosexual man or something like that, and he has sex with a woman just to block her and shit. He has sex with a woman just to block her, or not want her to be with a straight man or some shit. And when he busts a nut inside of her, her whole world turned into this satanic, demonic shit. Now she got to fight through some shit or whatever the case, because of an evil, satanic gay man busted a nut inside of her and shit, and she thought he was straight. Like you had a Will Smith had sex with you, busted a nut inside of you. Now you in Demon Knights and shit on some Tales of the Crypt shit, or you on some evil ass shit, because these men over here gay for real, but they down low on demon life and shit. Like you never knew Chris Rock was gay until he came on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air show episode and shit, and put a whole dress on and act like a woman and shit. You really was selling it and shit. You should not be able to act like something that's not even closely in your energy. You can act like grandma. You can act like grandma's grandma. Every young man like try to mimic their mother or their grandmother or their wife. It's just in a man to do that. Like, man, my wife was like this and shit. Nah. That's normal for a man to do that. But when you straight up just like acting like a woman and shit, like you just acting like a whole fucking woman for no reason. You're not trying to make a joke or nothing. You just like, you didn't say my wife or my sister. You wasn't trying to connect it to somebody. You just being like a woman and shit. Like, who you acting like? A woman? Like, what the fuck? So it's be like that, man. We gave Martin the benefit of the doubt. You know, he was a special case. We gave the special case to Martin and shit, but still, that's not something that you want to typically do, yo. Some people with special cases, some people was straight up selling it, my nigga. So because it was hard to tell in those beginning stages, because you had In Living Color, niggas went from In Living Color to Scream movies and shit. Like, it just was crazy, man. It went too far with the In Living Color and shit, and you became gay and shit, low down, dirty. You just acting. It's hard to judge, but I just could not do it. You know, if I would not give a special case to Martin Lawrence, I would be strict as shit, because he would act like his mother too. He act like so many people. You couldn't just put that on Shanae and shit and like, oh, he's gay because Shanae. Nah, he was Jerome, he was Otis, he was everybody, my nigga. He was Dragonfly Jones, everybody. Bob, the white man and shit. He was everybody, so you couldn't put him in the gay category because he always had something for you and shit. Same with Eddie Murphy. You couldn't put Eddie Murphy in the gay category because he was being everybody. Mama, this person, you being everybody and shit. So it was a different thing. It was a more special case. But if you just straight up just did a woman role and shit, like, that's it. You just a woman and shit. Like, you don't got nothing else for the people and shit. You just a woman and shit. Like, okay, Martin got everybody. My nigga, you Otis, Jerome, Rolling Around. You got Dragonfly Jones. You got everybody. You know what I'm saying? So you had many different types of things to laugh at, or he had talent. So it wasn't like, no, Martin not gay, yo. He just got, you know, he got his mother Payne and shit, you know, acting like his mother and shit. So all of that was funny, you know what I'm saying? So I gave a special case to him because it's like, nah, he got too many characters in his belt to say that he's just gay and shit. You know, it's like, okay, I'm gonna just do Shanae too then, you know, since it's like, you know, another character under his belt. But you see that he got others too. Anyway, off that. When a man is gay, bringing it back to the point, sorry to backroad you like that, but when a man is gay and he has sex with a woman, he brings her into a demonic space, you know, a demonic realm, a demonic world or whatever. When you have sex with a straight man and he's young, you become more vain. You don't have knowledge or wisdom. You don't have direction in your life. You just kind of be like doing nothing and shit. No aspiration or nothing. You don't have no thoughts, no ideas. You don't think of shit. You just be like, I don't know what I want to do with my life and shit. That's how you be. I don't know what I want to do with my life. A man comes along and be like, well, have you ever picked up a college catalog? If you pick up a college catalog and look through the college catalog and look at the different things that they got for this college, different kinds of like degrees and stuff that you can get, then you can YouTube the degree and see if you like it. Like, YouTube that job and see if you like it, or whatever the case. And then that it works like that. You're like, oh, that's a good idea, right? Like, if this or that, not just nursing and stuff. We got all kinds of jobs and stuff out here. If you YouTube it, you might end up finding out you like something, or you came across something. So it'd be like that, man. So, like I was saying, the younger women are realizing now that having sex with an older man that has wisdom and knowledge, it's better if it's like, and then yeah, you could be with a brutish man too, and that makes you brutish. Like, so if a woman drinks the sperm or have the sperm of a brutish man inside of her, it makes her become like a brutish woman or whatever the case, and she becomes aggressive and shit like him. So whereas though you should normally would be humble and soft, she won't be. That's how the men that are conquerors of the America and stuff like that, they have sex with their women be just like them, and they be worse than them or whatever, because they're more materialistic and shit, and they want money and gold and this and that and all kind of dumb shit or whatever the case. And it never amounts to anything. It never gets anywhere. It's just always this aggression, slavery, and some bullshit. Give me a minute. So it's just something to really take notice of, and that's what they're trying to do with me, because the boring ass man, me, you normally wouldn't talk to me. You know, you're a young girl, you wouldn't talk to me, but that boring ass old man that's wise and stuff, you want that sperm because it gives you a purpose in your life. Now the people that are finding it first are the people that are finding this out first are the people that run America, the Caucasian people that run America. Their young women are now realizing that I need somebody old, wise, they got a good mind that can reason. This guy, me, I'm like a Sherlock's Holmes. I be finding shit out. I can, like, yo, his mind is just fucking different. Like, he's holy, but his mind wise. This, that, and the third. Like, yo, he's different. Like, what kind of sperm? And if a woman did drink my sperm, it would give her power to be able to run a country. You know, it gotta be. I'm saying, like, my sperm inside of a woman would give her power to run a country. So if I ejaculated inside of a princess of some nation, she's a princess, I ejaculated inside of her, it would increase her power and abilities to be a princess or be the leader that she already is. You know, you can just tell by the way I talk and the way I carry myself. I'm humble, I'm meek, I'm balanced and stuff, you know. I'm good at taming myself. I have self-control. I'm pious, as well as I'm knowledgeable about things that really matter. You need the moral coding is the thing. Just because you're a construction worker and you busting outside of a girl, it doesn't, you know, yeah, she might get some construction worker desires and shit, but she's not gonna really know how to do construction work unless she put a mind to it. It's the moral coding. So the moral code imprints on the woman when you bust a nut. That's what imprints on a woman. So that's what you're looking for. The moral code of the man. You know, the energy that's in him that makes him who he is, to react the way he reacts and things like that. Not necessarily his knowledge per se, is like how to do random shit, build a house and shit like that. No, not really. It can put a desire in her, aspiration, but not really just make her know it. But if I'm a holy man and I'm really tameable and I'm peaceable of a person or whatever, it would take that woman that's a riotous woman, that's chaotic and stuff, it would take that woman and it would calm her down. So me busting a nut inside of a younger woman that's riotous and all over the place, as soon as I bust the nut, like about when she take a nap or go to sleep or some shit, she wake back up, it's already going to take effect. And she's going to start being more calm and stuff like that. Because she's going to remember the sex. She's going to look at me, that I'm still there. I love her, I care for her. And then the energy connection between me and her is going to start sealing. And as it starts sealing by us communicating and me still loving her and things like that, it closes. So the soul tie closes on it, and then next thing you know, she starts wanting to be around me more, start wanting me more. Just take that one sex act. So all you got to do is have sex one time with a girl, and she becomes like you. She ties to you. If you never have sex with her, she don't tie to you and shit. Just kind of look at you however and shit. But it's that sex act that makes it personal. She connects to you. She binds to you right away. But when she sleeps afterwards, it seals it. When she sleeps, it makes it like non-breakable. Yeah, she can have sex with other men and shit if she just have urges and shit, but she still is gonna be like him. It's gonna be a crazy ass thing. But I just had to tell you that, so they're realizing that, because you have, like I said, Philippines, other countries, nations, and stuff like that, that women always want the older men of America, and it empowers the women to be more knowledgeable and wise than their women. So the Caucasian women of America that are young, that run shit, their parents and shit that run shit, they're wanting older men, not just older men, but older wise men that are holy. They're realizing the holy energy is what gives them the power for real, you know. Whereas though when you just had an older man, he could have been a brute or something like that, you know, or he could have been gay, or he had hell energy in him. It doesn't really, it's not healing, it's not giving you peace and stuff like that. But if you had an older man holy, it's a little, it seals things differently and better, more peace and things like that with it. You get better nights of sleep, stuff like that. So for example, my sperm, because I'm a holy man, my sperm lives, right? So if I would ejaculate inside of a woman, my sperm, when it stops wiggling, when it dies inside of that woman, inside of the mother, it don't really die. Her protoplasm, her soul energy, covers and cloaks the energy of the sperm, and the sperm stays within her. Something like eating or something like that, but it becomes a part of her energy. And by them becoming a part of her energy, they live within her. And they become her. So if it's a holy energy, it don't fuck her up. It don't make her become demonic and shit. Because the sperm could make her become demonic, like having demons in her and shit. And that's what it is. You got sperm in you. Demonic men have demon sperm, demon energy. So then you have demons in you and shit. But whatever the case, give me a minute, man. Anyway, like I'm saying, man, disrespectful ass people and shit. I'll talk about them later, man. But I'm gonna talk about Trump first, and I'll talk about the disrespectful people and shit later, man. Cause it's like, it's irritating because they know shit already, but then they gotta set the stage from them knowing secret shit. You know secret shit already, but you can't play it because of the way you found out. So now you gotta find or play a dumbass way to find out a regular way, so that you can stop playing the secret way and then pull the fucking card, so that you don't gotta be secretive no more. So now you can try to do some damage to somebody the way you want to do it, instead of doing damage the secret way and shit. Like, you know, I don't live here and shit. I'm living in my car. You know that shit. Everybody fucking know that shit. I'm living in my car. So what you do is do some dumbass shit. Had the mailman come up out of no fucking where. You be the random ass guy. Ask the mailman, hey, dude, this guy over here got any mail and shit? I don't know. Is these the only people that live here and shit? All right, you want to see if you got mail here. So now you want to pull, well, this guy don't live here. So now by you knowing the guy don't fucking live here, you want to pull a car. Hey, this guy need to move type shit. But no, he don't fucking really need to move because there's no assigned fucking seats, nigga. The fuck ain't no assigned seats. You just want to pull up out of nowhere acting like you live here too, but you probably fucking somebody in here and shit. And I'm just here thinking I'm fucking somebody too. No, I'm just chilling, but I'm chilling so fucking hard it look like I'm waiting for somebody. So you think I'm fucking somebody, but you know I'm just sleeping in my car and shit. And you just know all this shit, and you just wondering why I'm not moving. Because this other shit be important. Nigga, I gotta talk and shit. You just looking at my ass. And then you want to send some fucking body that's dumb as shit. You knowledgeable and shit. You know every fucking thing about this guy. You gonna get some random ass person that don't know shit about this guy. You just give him a little bit of ass information, but don't tell him the real details. So then he come running around here looking for the guy that you know all the information about all fucking ready. So now he coming over here on some halfway information and shit like, well, who's this guy and shit? Well, ask the motherfucker that sent you over here. He know every fucking thing already. You just came the fuck over here on some halfway information with some feelings and emotions because he trying to trigger your ass, to trigger a different kind of way because you don't know shit, but he know shit, so he can't do shit. So he got to get you to do some shit on some I don't really know him shit, or I don't know enough about this guy yet. Who is he? But everybody fucking know for real, to some degree. So that's why you get some random ass people pop up out of no fucking way and shit. They don't know everything about the guy. They know halfway shit. So they be dumb as shit, standing around you and shit, not knowing you. But then there be other people that be sending you and shit that know every fucking thing about you. And so they like, instead of tell them the information, they just playing them and using them like fucking toys and shit. Or a fucking game of chess or some shit like that. Like, yo, it don't work like that, my nigga. Lying to your people and shit. Giving them halfway information to move them how you want to fucking move them and shit. Over some random ass guy that everybody fucking know about all fucking ready. It's getting irritating, my nigga. I gotta say some important shit and you wanna be in the way and shit. Every time it's time for me to say some real important shit, you in the way. Nigga, just information is fucking information. If I'm telling you, I'm fucking telling you. It don't mean I'm doing this shit. Nigga, if I said that younger women are now trying to get older men, it don't mean I'm out here trying to fuck younger women, my nigga. I'm just telling you what the fuck is happening. Damn, take the message. Keep your fucking dick in your pants. Stop trying to connect me to you, my nigga. You telling on yourself. You like that, my nigga. I'm just telling you shit. Because I'm a messenger. I'm a rabbi. That's what I do. Tell you what the fuck going on that's important for the next stage of shit that need to happen and shit. So if I tell you that younger women now want older men, it's because it's motherfucking people, women from other countries that's getting older men from America. Your old ass Caucasian man, 50, 60 years old, with a 19, 20-year-old girl from the Philippines. She drinking his sperm and shit. Now she's catching up and shit. Now she can outstep the Caucasian women in America. Now she can fuck you up. And now if a war ever happened and shit, she can outstep the shit out of all your people and shit. She can outstep the shit out of everybody. Because she's sucking your man's dick and shit. He an old ass man, while your young ass still sucking a young ass dumb ass nigga dick over here and shit. Just cause he young and look good and shit, and he's real fast and hard as shit. There's no love in it, there's no sensual in it, there's no nothing in it. It's just hot ass energy. So you come out after the shit still stupid. You don't know what to do with your life. You still sitting there dumb, you want to play a video game or some shit like that. He ain't been through anything, he ain't got no fucking stories, my nigga. This nigga got no stories to his building and shit. No fucking stories. Be with somebody that at least got stories to their fucking building. Stop judging people off appearance or what you see and shit. Sending people with halfway fucking information or people with information. All of a sudden you want to play a visible card now. Well, I've always seen him in the background and shit. So we know him. But now you want to play a visible card. Let me get in front of his face and shit. So I can pull a card and act like, you know what I'm saying? And then try to move him off some visible shit. Bitch, get the fuck out of here. Nobody give a fuck about what you doing and shit. Even if I live here or not, my nigga, I could be anywhere in the fucking world. It's the same shit. People who doing guilty ass shit, feeling emotions about random ass people and shit. You never find anything wrong with me. So then you want to be pulling cards, popping up. You do your shit secretive first. Then you pop up out of nowhere when you never can find any guilt on the man. And because you can't find nothing on the man, you want to pop up out of nowhere. Just don't believe it and shit. I just don't believe that he's just, and then you want to be showing face. Excuse me. You want to, sorry, spit went down the wrong pipe. So I sound dumb as shit for a second. Excuse me. You want to be showing face and shit like that just to try to pull a card or trigger me a different kind of way and shit. Let's see if I show my face, I can trigger him, interrupt him or whatever. You just want to feel like you got power over me and shit. Just being in my face, knowing it's distracting me and shit. Then I'm going to say that shit in the camera. Shit that I'm not really trying to talk about in the camera. Then I got to start that shit over again and over again and over again and over again. And every time I start over again, they send more fucking people and shit that's watching my shit from the fucking background and shit. They want to pop up and show face because you mad about something that I said and shit. Or you feel some kind of way. Now you want to distract me and shit. Now I'm talking about your ass in the fucking camera and shit because some random ass person that's commenting on my shit without commenting on my shit by me, you know what I'm saying some shit off the background, which is a comment and shit, don't want to fucking say something to me and shit. You just want to know that you know what I'm saying? I hate that shit. I be hating y'all for that shit. I'm hating y'all for that shit, yo. Say something to me. Stop fucking triggering me from the fucking background. Damn. Come to my face. Depending on how you come is depending on what kind of energy you gonna get. I'm either gonna be sharp and hard or I'm gonna be regular. You know what I'm saying? God damn. I be really trying to say some real important shit. You know what I'm saying? Some military global life shit that's really important about war and shit. Y'all niggas, the fuck is y'all minds is at? It's war out this bitch. That's what I'm saying. Y'all keep having these young ass men. All y'all worry about is fucking bitches and shit and doing dumb ass shit. It's war out here, my nigga. Keep your mind on tight. Fuck is y'all doing? That's what I said. Civilian ass people and shit don't know what the fuck going on. You looking at me because you think I'm a civilian too. Like, damn. You a civilian ass, enlisted ass person and shit. Like the new ass military people are like civilians now and shit. How the fuck you in the military acting like a fucking civilian? When you see another military personnel, you don't know that. Shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Shit that I'm saying is really important globally, my nigga. I'm saying shit for the world. Y'all niggas not looking at me thinking that I'm no fucking body. That's the problem. Still looking at me from appearance. Oh, he looks like something and shit. So fucking what? 1 minute I got on some garments and shit, which is my normal clothes. Oh, he's a terrorist and shit. He might drop a bomb and shit. Next minute, I got on some regular ass dicky khakis and shit, looking like I'm working for cable, and you like, oh, he look like a hoodlum and shit. Y'all niggas judge by appearance all the time, and it fuck you up playing like that or actually being like that. It fucks you up. It's war. Stop being dumb. Stop playing. That's why America keep on conquering y'all asses. Y'all want to play and shit. I be trying to help y'all dumb asses. Y'all asses be so fucking dumb. So fucking halfway with the information. Niggas can run your fucking life. Tell you to do this, do that. Niggas being so much authority. CIA, FBI, police. Y'all being so much fucking authority and shit. Then you tell these young ass, little ass guys to come over here and shit. And they be dumb as shit. Cause they don't know what the fuck they doing. Me, I've been in the 21 fucking years, my nigga. Doing this for 21 years. You just a whippersnapper doing it and shit. Otherwise, you would know what the fuck I'm doing. If you're not a whippersnapper, you would know. Oh shit, you've been in as long as me or longer than me. So you know I'm not. You know what I'm saying? You can tell by how I'm talking and shit. That I'm on mission. I got my orders and shit. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not in all the way so you can be like, oh shit, yeah, he is military. He just not, okay, it's a special case with him. It's a little different with him. He not really with us and shit. So I'm speaking for the world and shit, giving everybody a fair, balanced chance to do their shit. It's like I'm the referee now. I went from fighting a war on one team and to becoming a referee for all of the fucking teams and shit. So I speak for the whole fucking team, the whole fucking playing field and shit. So you need me to speak. Every time somebody try to distract me or cut me off, you fucking yourself up. I don't care if you Chinese, Japanese, Spanish, whatever the fuck you is. You popping up, fucking your people up, just popping up, stopping me from saying what I need to say. The referee gotta say some shit. God damn. It's not what I'm trying to talk about. You wasting my fucking time, my video time talking about dumbass shit. Yeah, that know to be like always some distractive ass people ass shit I'm talking about all the time. Wasting my video time. God damn. Y'all looking at, oh, age and shit like that. Oh, he look like this and that. Money ass shit. Bitch, fuck you. Fuck all that shit. God damn. It's not about none of that. It's about who's the person actually in charge that you need to listen to. Not about, oh, he look like some shit. Fucking assholes, yo. Anyway, yo. There's real war out here, yo. Nigga living in this car for real. Meaning there's real war going on, my nigga. Fuck is y'all so fucking peaceful for? Or so fucking peaceful acting? Like, god damn. Anyway. Yes, I have peace within myself, my nigga. I got peace. But I'm just saying, I understand from the outside looking in that y'all niggas is not full of peace. I am full of peace. So if you with me, you get peace with me. Meaning you just get a surety for your life and your afterlife, my nigga. So you can be at peace in the midst of the chaos, knowing if something happened to you, you good. You ain't got to worry about going to hell or no dumb shit. That's how you get peace. Knowing for sure and shit what's going to happen to you and shit like that. So in the midst of all this fucking chaos and information and shit like that, you don't get scared and shit. You just get sorrowful for knowing a lot of shit. Anyway. So like I was saying, bringing it back to the point, man. I can end this. It's like I can just bring it back to the point. I got an appointment at the same time. The point is, the younger women that are Caucasian women, the daughters of the men that run shit secretly. The secret people run shit in America, not the people you see on the cameras, but the daughters of these men that run things. They're realizing that their daughters need to drink sperm of older men, and they're gonna typically they always got the black men, you know, they always got us, but they've never gotten a holy man. But there's only one way to do that, which is sacred marriage. So no, they know their solution, but the obstacle in their way is sacred marriage. So this is what I need to get the power to stay in power and keep America in power, is to marry this man sacredly. You know, the nobody guy, the gold, that gold, big ass gold nugget hiding in the dirt under the trash pile over there at the waste management shit. They hid that shit so good under the trash and shit, under the dirt and shit. Is a big ass gold nugget there, some diamonds and shit. I got it. I know it's there and shit. You found out it was there and shit, cause you in charge of America. You be on every fucking thing, but you wasn't on that one thing. So you late as shit. Now you know and shit. Everybody else in America don't know shit at all, but you now knowing cause your people's in charge of shit. Damn. None of the rest of the people is not thinking possibly that this is a big ass gold nugget hiding under the dirt, under the waste management pile of trash and shit right there. Because where else would you hide your precious shit? Is either he's actually trash or somebody's trying to hide something precious. Y'all dumbasses in America don't think the precious shit. Y'all just think the trash shit because what you see physically. That's how it manifests. When you got something precious, it manifests physically. If it's precious or trash, it manifests physically. You're just not thinking that it's someone actually precious because America never had anything precious. But the people in charge of America know that there's precious things out there. They keep it hidden from people for a living. But somebody got a hold of this precious thing and kept it hidden from them. And now they found out where it's at. Now you got to get to it. But the only way to get to it is sacred marriage. Because if it's not sacred, you're not going to be able to get through the trash and shit and all that contaminations and shit. So I'm good because I'm pure. I'm clean of heart. So they trying their hardest. And it's the young women, like I said, young women, middle school, high school age, these young women know that meaning the na'ara, the age, meaning the bin mitzvah, the bat mitzvah age, which is 13. So middle school, high school age, it's young women, they're now knowing this, that they need older men sperm. So that when they can get the power, for the mental power and the energy, the moral power and stuff to be able to run America and to be able to continue to outstep the enemies are all around them. Otherwise, these young women that are teenagers and stuff now and middle school and stuff like that, they're going to be the end of America if they don't start drinking old men's sperm with wisdom, knowledge, and holiness. If they don't get the wisdom, the knowledge, and the holiness out of the sperm of these older men, they're going to be the fall of America. That's going to be the case. While the young women of other countries, they take the older men of your country, the Caucasian men, and then drink their sperm or have that sperm inside of them, and they get that information. You know what I'm saying? So they end up outstepping you, and then America's going to fall apart. So you got teenagers, you got a 17-year-old in the Philippines and a 17-year-old in America. You're going to die if you're a 30, 40-year-old man having sex with a 17-year-old in America. But in the Philippines, you 40-something years old, you look young like you 20-something, they give you a 17-year-old girl. Why? Because when you bust the nut inside of her, she's going to be able to outstep the Caucasian women, even the black women. She's going to be able to have more power than them. So then their country stays strong. They're few in number. They're a small country. You stay in power by the men. So we need strong men, holy men, and then they get the sperm and they stay in power and shit. How come the Philippines still got some shit going on, and they just small ass isles of people and shit? We this big ass America and shit. You're losing power off the men, and they got a lot of gay men. So if they get men from other countries that's not gay, they can stay in power, stay a country. Y'all dumbasses in America don't know that, but they realizing it now, and they trying to get my ass. Like I said, I have one block, an obstacle, a big ass obstacle, the biggest obstacle that you got. Sacred marriage. Especially if you got a young girl that's not a virgin. She's a teenager. If she not a virgin, she in middle school, high school, she not a virgin or whatever, already fucking and shit. She just not saying nothing. You're not a virgin, you just not saying nothing. It's a family secret type shit. You're not a virgin, you already fucking, but the sperm that's inside of you is Fortnite energy and shit. Video game Call of Duty sperm and shit. You just a video game player and shit. Social media images popping up in your mind when you go to sleep. After you bust a nut inside of your mouth and shit, you drink the sperm, you take a nap, you start having social media images and shit of Instagram and Snapchat and dumb shit like that. Fortnite images and shit. You had a dream you was in Fortnite shooting and shit. That's what you get. But if you have a older man that's with holy sperm and things like that, I'm from before cell phones. So my sperm inside of you is gonna be stronger, you know, and that's what they're realizing, you know. Now, I don't know how America gonna do that shit because they didn't set themselves up with Christian values, which is like still it's just slavery, yo, slave values to keep the slaves in check, but they don't follow their own shit. You know what I'm saying? They tell the slaves not to be with their cousin and shit because it's sinful, but it's not sinful according to the Bible. So they'll have sex with their cousin, but tell you it's wrong and shit, and you'll actually ride with that shit. So it's Christian slave doctrines and shit to enslave you and shit. So if you buy into it, they got you. Wolf Vicky and shit, extra hard about that Jesus shit. She talk just like a black person, but she white as shit. Jesus all day and shit. I'm her number one target and shit now. I'm her number one target, but that shit is not gonna work. Because I don't ever say Jesus. She just be looking in the camera and shit like, I'm going to find a way and shit. Anyway, it's not going to happen. I went live with Wolf Vicky one time and shit. That's when she realized my energy was different. Because as soon as we went on the video, she had to cut eyes and shit. She had to cut her eyes down like, oh, this energy is real tight and shit. He different. I can't break into this one. So she didn't really want to talk like that. I just was like, nah, I ain't vote. Da, 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 da. Like, yeah, I ain't vote either, but I should have and shit. So she tried to come at me and shit. But she never gonna win and shit. Never gonna win. She just sexy and shit. She pretty and sexy, but she never gonna win and shit. But anyway, I can say all that shit and trigger her, but she's still not gonna win me and shit. Anyway, that's what it is. But the younger women, man, younger women, they need the older men's sperm. Else they got no power and shit. They got done for. That's how America gonna fall apart. All this sex y'all having for power, you're not having sex with the older wise men and shit. You know, your mothers and your fathers told you don't be with nobody older than you. That's a sin and shit. It's pedophilia and shit. You got the pedophilia rule into play. So the pedophilia rule is going to destroy America. Because your young women are not marrying older women or older men. Sorry, you're not marrying older men. And a lot of the men are gay and shit. So, yeah, go ahead, have sex with the young man that's in high school. You in high school, he in high school. Y'all the same age, 14, 15. You drinking his sperm, ain't nothing gonna happen. You gonna stay stumped. Unless y'all get married, and then he start to grow, and then y'all grow together. Otherwise, y'all gonna stay stuck. So that's what I had to say about that. They're now trying to get the the older men to give sperm to the younger women. It don't work metaphysically. Y'all trying to do it metaphysically. That's what I'm talking about it. Because the metaphysical way don't work. Like if I beat my dick or some shit like that, you're supposed to steal the energy. It don't work no more because I'm too safe. My energy, my metaphysical energy, my sperm energy goes to my house, the women of my house, my rainbow crew. And then they filter the energy and it stays with my own family. It don't go to y'all. Now, you got to do it physically, but sacred marriage is in the way. So, good luck. Anyway, I can now end with that. Now, what I'm want to jump to next is the Trump situation. Now, what everybody that might be confused about Trump, you just see a lot of physical shit, him signing a lot of shit. You got to be able to be connected. You got to be on per side to be able to understand Trump. Trump is not doing anything physical. Everything he's doing physically is all metaphysical. Metaphysically connected. It has no physical connection. When he was talking about the coal, that was a big ass play. What do you get out of coal? Diamonds, right? Uber. When I did the video about Uber white diamond, you have an Uber black diamond, which is a whole world, a bunch of demons and shit, eating people and shit and all kind of shit like that. You got a bunch of Tesla UFOs flying around and shit, abducting people and shit. That's the Uber world and shit. The Uber black diamond world. I started off in the Uber black diamond world, but I ascended and I made an Uber white diamond world with the pure side of Utah. So the pure side people of Utah that were winged ones, that were angels, gave their wings to me and we fortified a diamond called Uber white diamond. My left wing is broken. Okay? It's broken, but the Most High was holding me up because normally when your wing is broken, you're supposed to die. Because your wing broke. That's how it is with angels. If your wing break or dislocate completely out of the situation, you die. Even if you got one wing, you die or you die slowly. But I was holding on, so my right wing's still strong. So when I was in Utah, I had to play it and shit because I had to hold my wing up and block and shit like that so I can do this Uber white diamond thing. So it ended up happening. I was able to do it, get everybody together. I drove a couple of older people that was on per side, and we were able to connect and do this thing by me just driving them around and shit. And we did was a stealth mission. Then we made the Uber white diamond, fortified it. Everybody's in the Uber white diamond. Then I died. They took my right wing and they added it to the rest of the wings that's making the wall and shit that made the whole diamond. My left wing they took off and it's just broken. They just use it for like a shield or something like that. They just take it off. And then when they took it off, I died. My angel body died. It looked like if I was evil, it would look like gore or something like that. That's what angels would look like, gore and shit like that. Gory ass shit. When they fall, they look like gory ass shit. But when they're not falling, they look holy and stuff. And that's what I look like. holy ass germs and stuff, like a bunch of pure ass germs or a bunch of liquid ass germs that's pure that was inside of a angel bag. That's what angels are, just energy and stuff. Anyway, it's hard to describe that. But anyway, off that, they was able to salvage me, but I don't have a body anymore, so they were able to take my energy and stuff and put it to use. That's the uber white diamond. So out of coal you get diamonds. That's what Trump was trying to say, the coal mining thing. Also, coal also sounds like what? Coal played on what? Martin. And he also does what? The House of Pain. So whenever Trump is talking about coal, he's talking about those three different things. Coal from Martin, coal from that do House of Pain, direct House of Pain, I think, and coal as in the uber white diamond. That's a big ass play. We need to get out of this House of Pain. Coal, we need to get out of this House of Pain. We need some original shit like Martin and shit like that. And uber white diamond. That was a good ass word. That was the perfect word to put to use. You know, and also coal is the original source of energy physically. So you could play that word metaphysically and physically. So it was a good ass play that Trump played with that word. So everything Trump does or says is metaphysical. It's all about getting back to the kingdom of heaven. When he said Iran, they're going to attack Iran, he's saying America's going to attack Iran, but Iran, I'm not part of the shit. So if anybody's mistaken about how Trump is doing things or what he be saying and stuff like that, that's what it is. So when you listen to him, you got to have a metaphysical eye, a metaphysical ear. Otherwise, you're going to miss it every time. All right. Check time. All right. I still got a lot of fucking time. Anyway, yeah, man. Everything Trump be saying, yo. When you saw him with Netanyahu. Now, when you actually listen to Netanyahu, I don't want to say it wrong, Netanyahu. When you listen to him talk, who do he sound like? I wanted to do an edit, but I'm gonna just say it. Who do he sound like? Because it's very controversial with the situation in the Middle East. Now, with that situation with Netanyahu and Trump, you're thinking evil because of the bombings that's happening over there in the Middle East and stuff like that. Because you're watching the news. You're watching the news and you're thinking it's completely evil or something like that. Okay? You're not over there. You don't know what's really going on. So you try to write it off as, oh, they doing evil towards the Palestinians and stuff like that. You don't really know. Now, I do know what's going on. Okay? Netanyahu is trying to save the children of Israel from being enslaved by the Islamic faith, because in the midst of there, they all look like Muslims as America's eyes see it. You dress like a Muslim, you are a Muslim. That's your concept. And then you're an enemy because the Twin Towers, knowing that shit was the inside job. Dumbass people still. How the fuck you gonna fight a war against your enemy and you don't know who your enemy is for real? You still thinking 9/11 was some fucking body over there and shit with sandals and shit. Y'all ass is dumb as shit. Y'all still thinking that. You're not understanding that it's the nation itself, the people that run the shit, is doing that shit. I wanted to make an edit where niggas was running. I want to make an edit where they breaking up. If I don't know how to do AI and shit, I would try to do an AI video where the people breaking into the U.S. Capitol trying to get to Nancy Pelosi, but when they break in, it turns into the Twin Towers and shit, and then they run up the stairs and shit, and then then it transforms to them to the window, and a plane come crashing to the window, and when they blow up the shit and shit. Because these people trying to break into the, so I would do an AI like that. Niggas trying to break into the U.S. Capitol, but it turned into the Twin Towers, and the Twin Towers turned into the plane crash, and like, what the fuck was that? Like, niggas, like, the fuck? So it tell on you, like, who was your enemy and shit, But I don't know how to do that AI stuff. It's just funny. It's funny how I be looking and stuff. Anyway, but, yeah. The people there, the children of Israel that are trapped by the Islamic faith, they want to get free. That's why they said it's a lot of hostages and shit. So when Netanyahu said there are a lot of hostages that they need to get free, He was saying it's a lot of people that want to keep the Torah. A lot of the children of Israel that still are the children of Israel. It's a stealth shit. It's some stealth shit going on. It's the people that are Israelites in Palestine that know they're the nation of Israel with Islamic clothes on. They know they're the nation of Israel. They're ratting out the Islamist people that still want to rock with that Islam shit and that gay shit, and they're ratting them out. So it's controlled bombings. Whereas though it look like they're just bombing the whole shit. No, it's controlled bombings, which is why you fucking seeing it on Instagram and shit like that. Why the fuck is you Instagramming or making an Instagram reel out of Israel, the Jewish people bombing you and shit? It's an Instagram reel. Oh my God, we gotta get this on Instagram and shit. Really? Not we need to get a gun and fight back and shit. We need to put it on Instagram. Like, y'all, sometimes you need to think. It's inside job shit. So this betrayal. The children of Israel are ratting out the Islamist people and it's getting bombed and shit. You know? Because it's stupid. So it's nobody's really paying it. You don't feel it like you need to feel it. Because they doing that shit themselves. It's controlled. It's just, it's war though. It's gruesome still though. But the people need to die and shit. You know? So, whereas though you thinking you defended them, they want that and shit. The children of Israel that are the hostages by the Islamic faith want that shit destroyed so they can get free. So that's what Netanyahu was saying. So Netanyahu was also he's doing right. You just think he's not. They keep doing it according to the Torah. You know? So you just think he's not because you got a person that's Islamic, he'll make it seem like he's guilty. But you never question him and shit. You just question the people that don't belong there. You don't question the people that's there already. Like, oh, well, what about you and shit? My nigga, like, what y'all doing and shit to your women and shit? Do they want to be Muslims and shit? Do they want to bow down to a rock and shit, my nigga? Y'all had locusts and shit on the shit. Y'all had some crazy shit going on at the last time. Lightning strike almost struck the Kaaba stone last time and shit. Lightning striking and shit. Like, y'all good and shit? You know what I'm saying? And the women want to leave, but the men ride off the women's modesty and shit. It's how they get their power. It's just the women's modesty. Doing something that they don't want. They want the modesty. They want the benefits of it, but they don't want the faith and shit. They don't want that Kaaba stone shit. So it still retains some type of honor about themselves. It's better to do that than anything. Like me, I'd rather join the military than to sell drugs and shit. You know, because it's at least it's in some way a steady paycheck and things like that. It also matters about my character and shit, how it make me look and shit too. That matters too to me. So I'd rather be in the military than to be hustling on the street and get shot. You know, stuff like that is more benefits to this. I can end up leaving and go to school and, you know, don't got to be in the military no more. But I come up with benefits. So that's how they're doing it. Like I'd rather be this and shit because it has better benefits than just doing something else and shit. So that's pretty much what's going on. Y'all just naive as shit. And y'all lying to the people and shit that don't know shit. So when you see me and shit, these are halfway informed people and shit judging me from appearance. You know, why the fuck you judging somebody with clothes on? Y'all still stuck on 9/11, that fake ass shit that y'all lied about Bin Laden about? That's some lying ass shit. Nobody really know. Nobody really can tell you about Bin Laden for real. Tell me about Bin Laden for real. I don't really know and shit. They just say it on the news and shit. Man, fuck out of here, man. You one of those news people and shit. You just told me don't believe everything everybody's saying and shit. And as soon as you saw me wear clothes and shit, oh, you a Muslim and shit? Then you start thinking they're gonna bomb some shit. Fuck out of here. Y'all niggas is dumb. You can't hit people and not expect people to hit you back. So y'all pick that on yourselves as far as that happening. But normally, no. If you'd have left them alone, there wouldn't have been nobody strapping C4 to them, but their bodies and shit like that. That would have never happened if you wasn't going over there bombing niggas and shit. You just want to be bullying people and shit. You know what I'm saying? Trying to stop using holy people to fight wars that, you know, the wrong way and shit. There's other ways to go about shit. You just want to destroy shit because you want to take shit and build a Dubai and shit like that. So you want to bomb somebody. So you're taking advantage of the situation. You still keeping me a slave, but you want to use a holy slave as your excuse to bomb somebody. But then don't let me be free. So it's not beneficial. You still don't want to let me go. That's what basically rules out my guilt when it comes to me being in the military. All right, for all of that, let them go free and shit. Nah, we don't want to let them go free because you don't want to let me go free. It says for itself that it speaks for itself that you're guilty. You're using him. You don't want him to be free. You just want to use him to hit other people and shit. Otherwise, you would let him go free for the fact that he's guilty by association. So now we got to put the whole guilt on you and shit because you don't want to let this man go free and shit and live and be rich and shit like that. You don't want to let him live, have money and shit like that. So that's what it is. So you need to know that, man. It's not about what Trump is actually physically saying all the way. You need to see it from the metaphysical side first. Okay? You need to see it from the metaphysical side first. He's linked to me. He's in my soul house. So he's on per side. He's safe. Everything he say is all about how safe the shields are, how safe the house is. Well, that's what he say. Everything he say is off of how safe the house is because he's always under the gun 24/7. He popping shots 24/7. So everything he say is like he'll take a break to see if the hit's working. Like he'll take a break and like, and yeah, you know, and then he'll say something else. Meaning they're popping shots 24/7 nonstop, popping shots through the camera, popping shots in the background and shit, the news reporters and shit. You know what I'm saying? They popping shots nonstop, but it's never working. So he keep on saying stuff like what he said about he was talking about tariffs and things like that. And it's not him that's imposing those heavy tariffs. It's the shot poppers, the younger guys in the background. Like I said, it's the young guys. Y'all be drinking that sperm and shit. And y'all end up being stupid and shit. They just brutish men. So you be brutish, but y'all be dumb. Y'all don't be wise. You just want to conquer some shit. So you're gonna end up being the downfall of America, because you're drinking the wrong sperm. So he is in the background saying some shit about this and that and da 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 da, and Trump is saying some shit back, and it's like Trump is the type of person whose sperm a young woman would want to drink because he's pure. He has a good heart and he knows a lot. But this young guy that's popping shots in the background on the couch on the side and shit, he don't know as much as Trump, and then he would be the downfall of America if you let him be in charge and shit. He would be the downfall of it. You don't know enough to be in charge. You don't know enough history, how shit started, and the secret shit that happened. And nobody entrusted you with secrets or nothing like that for you to be in charge and shit to really hold the country up. When they don't entrust you with the secrets shit that's not on record, you gonna be up there talking about some, yeah, I'm in charge and shit, and you gonna fuck shit up. You know what I'm saying? Thinking everything is paperwork, everything is documented and shit. No, my nigga. The real shit is not documented. Anyway. So yeah, man. Just wanted to say that about Trump. You have to look at it from the metaphysical first. And because he's in my soul house, safe, on per side, in the Uber White Diamond, that's what we're using to collect people and stuff. That's what he's talking from first. And then he'll use some physical shit. Like, yeah, they want to go to war with Iran and shit. Why? Because I'm wearing fucking clothes, my nigga. Since when did we hate clothes, my nigga? Like, niggas hate clothes. You love going to the beach watching bikinis and shit. A nigga, like, you got a Hasselhoff ass nigga that'll go to the store and shit, buy a little ass, some little panties and shit, some panty thongs and shit, and that suffices. Like, y'all women love to see y'all. It's like it's dumb as shit. You know this nigga gay. You love to see this nigga with some thongs ass on, or you don't like to see him with that thong ass shit on the beach walking around with the thongs up his ass, and he got the little pant look like he got some fucking panties on and shit, walking on the beach and shit. You hate that shit with a passion. But as soon as you see a man with some fucking clothes on and shit, y'all start saying shit and shit. Like, no, yo, you gotta stop the flippy shit. Otherwise, that shit get worse. You need to start picking and choosing your battles of flip with the flip about and when to be straight about. Y'all need to start choosing that shit. Otherwise, shit get worse. Anyway, I just said what I need to say. It is time for me to be married. It's been time for me to get married. But it's time for y'all to realize that, because the younger women are now realizing, the women that are, the young girls, this is still in school and shit, they're realizing that in order for them to rise up next and stay in power, because Trump not going to be the president forever, for them to stay in power, or whatever the case, they need old sperm. They need sperm from an older man, a more mature man, a more experienced man, a man with wisdom, knowledge, and morality, a moral coding. Like, his moral code is so pure, it can code me. It can decode her and recode her with a holy code, to where even if she's an enemy of holiness, she can still challenge holiness. That's how America was doing it back in the day. Slave master shit. They would have sex with the slaves and shit. The Caucasian women would have sex with the slave men, And the sperm would power those Caucasian women to stay in power, which is how America stayed advancing and shit. They drunk out sperm and shit like that. Or had us busting nuts inside of their pussies and shit like that. Then you come up with mixed breed children, you know? And as the Caucasian men started realizing that it was giving them power, so they was accepting it. At first they was like killing us and shit. Then they started accepting it because it was really giving them metaphysical power. And that's how they stayed in power and kept increasing and shit. So the world is starting to realize it too. Japan is like, they're elite, but they starting to realize it too. If I suck this black man's dick with sperm, I can get power. But it's not going to work in a porn setting. You need sacred marriage. So that's what you're not realizing. So America knows that if you got a black man in porn, it's not going to work as much. You need a black man that's off the record, that you don't see on the camera like that or whatever. You need somebody holy, so that if you drink his sperm, it's going to empower your nation and shit. Because it's going to channel to all of the people, because you're connected. So that pure energy, you just don't know the power of it. Just a little drop can empower the whole shit. You not knowing the power of it, you would belittle it and be like, nah, what can one man's sperm do and shit? The same as one man's evil sperm could fuck up a whole good nation. That one ass demon sperm and shit can fuck a whole thing up and shit. Can breach the whole situation. Same thing for holiness. Alright, so I'm getting hot. Say what I need to say. I gotta get to this appointment. It's at 1:30. Yeah. Alright, so let me get ready, get out of here. So everything I need to say. I just wanted to put a lot of emphasis on the sperm thing, because that's a thing now. So it's high time I get married. Otherwise, these women still feel like they thinking that metaphysical rape is gonna work, or mental rape is gonna work. Or if I just dream about you and shit, I can interject or intervene inside. So that it don't work. So they get mad and shit and try to do some physical shit. So why would you try to do some dream shit thinking the dream shit gonna work? And then when the dream shit don't work, you want to do some physical shit like cut the water fountain on because you ain't getting no water. Dummy, I told you how it works, but you don't want to do that and shit. So what's going to happen? It don't matter if you cut the water off or not. What's going to happen is you just going to die as a nation of people. America's just going to get bombed the fuck up. You just cut the water fountain off because you dreaming about me having sex with me and drinking my sperm and shit, and it's not working like it used to. Like, you know, how y'all be doing, throwing porn images in front of men's faces and shit that don't want that shit. You know a man want marriage for real, you'll start throwing some porn shit in his face. You don't spice up until you know that man really holy. Then you spice up and really just like not giving a fuck. Crossing the line, letting him see some shit, but he didn't ask for it, you just throwing in his face. So it don't work. So now you gotta get physical. You wanna charge a man $50 for a fucking masturbation video and shit. That shit don't work. You know? That shit dumb. You know? I guess it worked with other people, but it don't work with holy men, people like me. We want marriage, but we still gotta pee and shit. So that's a two-way street. So I'm saying it because they're gonna be slow. A Caucasian woman is gonna be slow to go to a holy man and have sex with him and be with him. She's gonna be slower. But y'all could be faster. You know, if you could be, well, if y'all old school black women, y'all would have been on me and shit. Cause like, I just want a man at work, a hard working man. They used to be on hard working men like nothing. A black woman see a hard working man, get with him quick. He decent, he got a good job, she be on him. Now it's like, y'all slow as shit too and shit. So now it's like, you got Japan, China, and the Spanish people, the Spanish women are on me like, oh shit, he got the sperm, we can fight back and shit. Mexico got power to fight back and shit. You know, so the president of, you know, it's not gonna work metaphysically. You gotta be like everybody else, gotta be physical. I keep telling you physical, but you keep looking at me like, oh, he just want his dick sucked and shit. Yes, but at the same time, it's a benefit. Like, yes, I do want my dick sucked. I do want to bust a hard ass nut, but who's gonna be the person to get the power and shit? It's a two-way street. You want money or you want power? What you want? You got money and power, but your power falling off. So you need power. You got a lot of money, no power. So you want this sperm? You got Kim Kardashian biting my chest in the metaphysical, trying to get power and shit. I could have just cut that shit off. But because we have an agreement already, I let it work and shit. So she got power or pure energy out of biting my chest in the metaphysical, but still she don't have to really be with me physically and shit. But out of respect for Kanye, I'm keeping it that way. Otherwise, I would cut that shit straight off, cut the power right off. You just got money and shit, but no power. meaning you can die with a lot of money in your bank account, having no power and shit. So only the Kardashians are allowed to basically have the benefit of being metaphysical and not physical, as well as my rainbow crew, because they belong to me. But the rest of the people don't belong to me. You want power, you want to have to get physical. You know, but it's better that my own crew get physical. Like, you get in the metaphysical power, one of y'all come and step up. Why you want me to be alone and shit? You got money and shit. You know what I'm saying? As far as work, you can just put a word in and shit and I can get a job. Just put a word in. Shit, I got this job because you put a word in. It don't take nothing, yo. Like, you, like, I could just get $1,000 right now out of nowhere. $1,000 or $500 easy. Instantly get back on my feet. If I'm giving bare minimum, of course I'm not going to get back on my feet, because then you're going to put obstacles in my way. But if you give me $500 clean, no obstacles in the way, I can get right back on my feet like I got on my feet and got this Jeep. Get right back on my feet off $500. Get a rental car and grind that shit the fuck out. And get right back on my feet. You know what I'm saying? All I need is a cable job. Get a cable job where they have company trucks. A cable company that install cable with a company truck, I'm right back on my feet. Y'all know what can get me back on my feet, but take the key things away from me so I don't get on my feet or whatever. It's just crazy. I said I wasn't gonna leave, but I could have just left here and got right back on my feet and shit. Just leave here, go to a state where there's more people like me that's brown and shit, and get back on my feet. Like, yeah, yo, them niggas crazy over there. Like, they white as shit over there. All kind of people, they different and shit. You thinking like because I'm over here, you got all ultimate power over me and shit. When I was born and raised here, I can go back to my home city and get back on my feet and shit. Work for a cable company. Costcom, y'all hiring? Yeah, Costco, yeah, get on there. Got a company truck? Yeah, all right, get on there. Work for Costcom and shit. Yeah, my last boss pulled a gun out on me and shit for some crazy shit. Oh, that's crazy as shit. Just give me a job just for that crazy shit happening, so I can compete against the last company. Yeah, man, he was like, and then even end up having good scores. And then you see Costcom, the old boss is like from CUI, like, who work at Costcom and shit. You see my number, and you see Gip, you see Dwight, and you see my code, my number on there, my tech ID on there. Hold on, he in the green and shit, and you mad as shit. My number's better than the CUI numbers and shit like that, and this, that, and the third. And oh, he got that. Costcom is on the top and shit now, cause I work there now. Oh, that's my old tech and shit. Yeah, you pulled the gun out on me and shit. So shit like that, I can just easily bounce back. My nigga, just all I gotta do is leave this infested ass place and shit full of gay people, dick-hearted ass women and shit, and just like, what the fuck? Did you want me to act or some shit? I'm not compromising. You don't want me. I'm not gonna compromise and be part of your satanic shit just to get some fame. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna be a homeless ass, poor ass bum on the street. I'm here for my mother and my family that's here. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm here for. So if it wasn't for them, if they wasn't here, if I didn't have any family here, I would not be here. I would not be in California if I didn't have any family here. Even Sasha's here. My mother, Jada, is here. Willow, Jaden, Kaya Cole, Sky Jackson. These are my cousins and stuff like that. That's here. They live here and shit. Fame and shit like that. It's the only reason I'm here, sacrificing. And then also I have an agreement with the Kardashians because Kylie is my sister from before I was born. I still live in a bunker with her, and this is a dream for us right now. And this is a crazy ass dream, and when we wake up, she gonna be the only person sitting next to me is her and shit. So it's gonna be like, so yeah, I did it for that too. So that's why I counted the Kardashians as equal as my family, because of Kylie is my sister for real and shit. All of the memories that I got left is just that, being with her. So with that said, I said everything I need to say. Time for me to keep it pushing. I gotta go to this appointment and talk to the doctor, see what they say and shit. Just get them acclimated to my situation and shit, what I got going on with me, and records and stuff like that, medical records, so they can just kind of like know what I'm working with and shit like that. And so with that said, shalom.